In 1933, something really cool happened in Los Angeles. A bunch of bigwigs in the Los Angeles scene wanted LA to become a cultural center of the world. At this time, 1933, may ring a bell for some of you, stuff is happening in Europe. Enough stuff that some Europeans are thinking like, maybe not a terrible time to go to the US of A. In Los Angeles, they want to create this arts gala. And they are able to get a director, a very prominent stage director from Europe, Mr. Reinhardt, comes over and is going to do a Midsummer Night's Dream, a classic comedy by William Shakespeare. But because this becomes more than just a play, they really start to throw an amazing amount of resources at it, and they really allow the director, Reinhardt, to do whatever he wants to do. They bring oak trees in from Calabasas to put on the stage of the Hollywood Bowl. That's right, real trees. They completely deconstruct the orchestra pit. They change the entire shape of the stage. They create walkways and bridges so that are backlit by 30,000 lights in the Hollywood Hills. So when the ferries swing on in, it looks like they're swinging out of the Hollywood Hills onto the stage. The choreography is done by the Ballet Russe of Paris, and there are nearly 300 dancers, as many as 400 cast members and people involved in this stage play that only runs for 5 nights. Reinhardt decides to use the score from Felix Mendelssohn that was done in the 1800s, and he gets the LA Philharmonic to play it. So you've got the LA Philharmonic, Ballet Russe, and who do we have in the cast of this little production? Oh, the lead is Olivia de Havilland in her very first major showing. This pays off later because she is cast in the same role in the movie in 1935, which they make right after this stage production. She goes on to, by the way, win 5 Academy Awards, and at her time of death in 2020, I believe, was both the oldest surviving and earliest winning Oscar recipient alive. So there you go. In the fairies, we have some the Oberon and Titania, very experienced actors. A couple folks of note there is Puck is played by a 14-year-old Mickey Rooney. And if you know anything about old-timey movie and TV shows, that's a huge thing. This is a very early role in his career, and he does a fantastic Puck. A very interesting component of Midsummer Night's Dream, there's a whole comedic mini company play within a play that happens. A very interesting device. It often confuses some audience members that are not familiar with the work, but there are a bunch of what would be considered in those days clowns. They didn't wear makeup the way we do. These clowns were dressed as working men, the common class, because Shakespeare would always include in the story something for the penny farthings, the people standing who came in and paid cheap and are watching. He played to everybody. That's why we still do Shakespeare. So these clowns ended up getting cast basically straight out of Hollywood. This is some of the top comedic talent in Hollywood at the time. You've got James Cagney, you've got Joey Brown. You're going to see smiles and faces and laughs that you're going to like, oh my God. Yeah, it's one of those kind of movies. And just a little bonus Disney nugget for my Disney adult fans. One of the fairies, and I'm not going to lie, I haven't really figured out which one, but I bet you can, was actually brought into Disney Animation Studios. And did the entire motion capture performance for Tinkerbell in Peter Pan, including they built a giant keyhole for her and giant props. And so she is, for all intents and purposes, Tinkerbell. And here she is in this very, very high profile artistic event at the Hollywood Bowl as a fairy in the court of Titania. So keep your eyes out for that and see if you can catch that. And for a little meta DC fun, the Duke of Milan is marrying Queen Hippolyta of the Amazons, which in DC canon is both the mother of Wonder Woman and has actually been a member of the Justice League. So that's just kind of a little fun chestnut there for you. Enjoy 1935, A Midsummer Night's Dream. It was performed at the Hollywood Bowl for 5 nights, and then almost immediately the entire cast, Olivia de Havilland, James Cagney, Mickey Rooney, they all went and did the movie with basically most of the same production company and quality. For that time, 1935, this cost $980,000, which if you adjust for the time is crazy, nearly $1 million movie in 1935. And it made $1 million and a little bit left, so it was considered a financial failure. But in production at the Hollywood Bowl, it was considered a landmark artistic achievement. The LA Philharmonic, the Ballet Russe, Olivia de Havilland, James Cagney, Mickey Rooney. It's a masterpiece. Enjoy it.